Ahoj fanoušci MMA, tady je Marcel z Mix Sports Media, mám tady legendu UFC Dana Severna. Hey Dan, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Come on now. We're at a beautiful convention right now. Look at all the people that are around us. I'm having the time of my life.
Last time we spoke, it was 2 years ago at the Arnold Classic.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say the Arnold Classic, that's a huge event that takes place every single year. I mean, it started off in Columbus, Ohio, but has grown, and now it's ran several different places in the world.
You're a busy guy. Are you still doing your seminars?
Oh, that's my love of my heart right now. To go there onto a mat and then let people start asking questions. I always tell people, I could go out there and simply just teach you things that I like to teach, but to me it's like, come there and ask me a question. You might be surprised what comes out of the brain up here.
So who is a better fighter, you or Don over there?
Oh. There's no comparison. Don Frye, the toughest person probably ever that has walked the planet.
Did you have a chance to fight him professionally?
No. Don Frye was one of my wrestlers when I was coaching at Arizona State University. He lived with a couple of my younger brothers, so I knew Don much like a younger brother. He came to me and asked me, he goes, Severn, he goes, do you think you can get me into the UFC? I always tell people, I got Don Frye into the UFC. He's the one that kicked that door wide open for himself. Because, I mean, when you look at his legendary match of him versus Takayama, that's like the number one most viewed combat match in the world. But then watch his match against Tank Abbott, watch his match against Ken Shamrock, a couple different matches against Ken Shamrock. He's been in more David versus Goliath matches than probably any other human being in the world.
What about your fighting era? When you were fighting in the UFC?
Oh, I mean, again, it's changed a great deal. I mean, in the beginning, it was known as NHB, which stood for that no holds barred. They don't have basically the two rules: no biting, no eye gouging. But and even then, those two rules were not grounds for disqualification. So it had to change a great deal because of the different state athletic commissions that to get it accepted as the sport it is today. And look at the growth. It's known all around the world. And you even have UFC performance centers that are coming up on different continents. There's one in China. There's one in Japan. There's one in, just different places they're popping on up.
What is your most memorable fight in your era in the UFC?
I mean, there's each one has a special place for them. So I can't just simply point out one. A lot of people, they show like this. They talk about a big difference between UFC 4 and UFC number 5. A lot of people don't realize I was nothing more than a last-second fill-in in UFC number 4. And I'll say that, yes, Dan Severn showed up in UFC 4, but the moniker, The Beast, showed up in UFC number 5.
So, if you have chance to fight right now, who would like to want to fight?
The chance right now I'm going on 65 years of age. My days of fighting are behind me. I could say my fights are with my better half, but she's the undisputed champ. I've lost all of those matches.
Who's your favorite fighter right now to watch on UFC?
Again, I don't have actually a favorite fighter. I like to watch to simply see how has the sport, how has it changed? Because the inevitability is there's got to be change. How it started off in the beginning, you had a grappler versus a striker. Well, now you got some strikers that can grapple with the best of the grapplers, and you got some grapplers that can strike with the best of strikers. So the sport has gone full circle. So now you got that novelty of an individual now.
What keeps you motivated every single day?
Well, no, I'm just a motivated individual. Anyone that simply follows me on Facebook, I have more people follow me now more than ever because they're like, how can this guy still be doing all the stuff he's doing? I like what I do. That's the biggest difference is I like what I do and I'm making a difference.
Right now, you are amazing shape. Are you still watching what you eat? You know?
All of the above. I watch what I eat, but then I still work out. The hardest part for me is I have to set my alarm on my cell phone because sometimes as I'm sitting in front of my desk, I'm working on the laptop. So I might be responding to people in emails, Facebook, things of that nature. I'll set my alarm every hour. So when it goes off, I have to now go off and do something physical. I've been working with my mind. Now I need to go off and do something physical. Might go out there in the yard. I might just rake up some leaves, pick up some limbs, you know, go do this, go do that. But at least I do more things. So if I do that 5, 6, 7 times, I do a lot of physicality. If I'm in Michigan at the time, my office is in my training facility. So if I go back to get a cup of coffee back to my little lunch room, I have to walk through my weight room. So each time I walk in that door, I have to pay the price. The price is I may have to go up there, maybe do some pull-ups, maybe go to a dip bar, do a few dips, grab a pair of dumbbells, do a couple curls. But think about if you do that 8 or 10 times a day, you get a lot stuff done in those 8 or 10 times. So I make it challenging for me.
Any advice for the young fighters that are just starting right now or fighters that are struggling right now?
I'll give you simple advice for a lot of young people. Stop playing with this and maybe start taking a little bit more athletics. We got too many people that have overdeveloped thumbs and their bodies are not doing so good for themselves. So again, that's where the cell phone is a great device, but don't let it become your whole world. Because I see a lot of people, they don't know how to make eye contact. They don't know how to shake a man's hand. So to me, it's like going, it's a great tool, but don't let it rule your life. So get outside, enjoy the world, see that sunshine. The last couple of years with COVID and all that, come on now, you know, sunshine, being outdoors is where you should have been the whole time.
Did you watch the last fight of the John Jones?
I did watch the John Jones. I mean, that and the semi-main event because you had a wrestler that was in there from Pennsylvania. And neither one of them used really any striking ability. It was like both matches, I think, if you combine the time between both matches, it took them all of like 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes in both matches. All done, and no one got their hands hurt. They were just chokes and done. So, but they had striking ability, if they had to use striking ability, but they just showed that simple techniques still work.
Last time we talked about guys having 2 titles in 2 divisions, and Jones did it.
No. Again, you've got people that are very diversified. You got like Henry Cejudo. Okay, he's a former Sunkist wrestler from Arizona State University. I know Henry. I've been on different teams with him way back when. So that's the fact that he's done well for himself in multiple different weight classes. It makes it harder. If you're in the middle, you can usually drop 1 weight class. You can go up a weight class. That's easier. When you start getting at the very biggest, that's a little bit tougher there. A lot of people like to watch the heavyweights because somebody's about to get knocked out in the process. Yes.
Would you like to say something to your fans?
Well, yeah, just to people out there, I go, simply just take your own future, take your own lives into consideration. We live in a kind of a very crazy world nowadays where there's a great deal of negativity. Surround yourself with positive people, set your goals in a positive way, and don't be the part of the problem. Be the type of people that resolve the problem.
Zajímá tě za kulisy UFC a profesionálního MMA? Chceš vidět, co dělají zápasníci mimo oktagon a gymy, ve kterých trénujou? Dej mi odběr, mi to hodně pomůže a hlavně mi to dá motivaci natáčet další videa.